Hey viewers, my name's Cara. I'm your host for Tuesdays on the Pagan Perspective, and this week's topic comes from Tara, who has asked us so many great questions, Elliptica24, and we're talking about path sayings, our favorite path sayings. I don't have the exact topic in front of me because it's online and I don't have the internet hooked up at my house yet, but the topic will be in the description for you, and she gave us some examples. Basically, she wants to know what are our favorite path sayings, or what sayings do we use most often in our path. For example, the read, or things like as above, so below, little snips and phrases like that. What do we use most often? So, beginning with the two examples that she gave, or the two that I can remember, I don't usually ever say the words, "and it harm none, do as thou wilt," unless I'm teaching the concept to someone else. But there's not usually a moment where I think to myself, harm none, do as thou wilt. You know, it's not like a mantra at all that I say to myself. But definitely the concept of harm none I follow in my path, and I've used it in jewelry and things that I make. And then, as above, so below absolutely has a place in my path, but again, I don't say it regularly, like throughout my daily life. I don't usually say it, but I do use it in ritual anytime I cast a circle. Usually, when I open the circle at the end, I say as above, so below. I don't always say it when I cast the circle, but usually when I open it. And then just some other things I like. For example, a couple years ago, or last year, when I started attending my UU church, the service at which I first spoke to the congregation, and that's when I met my friend Moon, who just recognized me as a Wiccan from what I said. They were talking about Wiccan sayings and how they apply to the elements and this service that we were having. And I got up and said, another Wiccan saying is, "Speak ye little, listen much." At least last year when that happened, that was a huge saying for me in my path, because you know that I'm such a big talker, and I sometimes do really try to remind myself, you know, take a step back, cut myself off, let someone else have a chance to say something, and see what you can learn here just by listening. So that's definitely what I did for the first service that I attended at my church, and then I did that for the second service because I thought, oh, I've got so much to say about the elements, but no, I want to hear what everyone else has to say. And I only spoke up at the end because no one else had anything to say for air, and I had something that I thought would be really helpful to everyone. Speak ye little, listen much. And also something that's come up for me, I blogged about it on my Witchy Stuff blog. This was also last year while I was living at Grandma's house. I think you guys all know by now, or some of you have heard it, that I have the Words of Wisdom from His Holiness the Dalai Lama little card set. And every once in a while I like to flip to the next card and see what wisdom it has for me. And the one that has stuck with me that I blogged about and that I do frequently repeat, whether it's in a message to someone else or to myself, is, "You are responsible for your own enlightenment." And I sometimes then say to myself, I am responsible for my own enlightenment. That phrase has been really important to me, definitely this past year, because it's always a learning process for me to remember that, you know, I want to learn and study as much as I can, but I have to also make time for the doing, and I've gotten a lot better at that, and that phrase definitely comes up again and again for me. What else? This is kind of a quick topic, so I wanted to try to think of a couple more if I could. As you all know, I'm always saying, we are all always learning. That's not a typically used craft phrase, but that's a very often used Cara phrase, or a cute witch phrase, if you will. Oh, and one of my favorite quotes from The Charge of the Goddess, or at least one version of The Charge of the Goddess, because there may be multiple. Hi Sierra. Something that I liked from the first time I read it, and that I copy down places, and I think it's listed as one of my, come on Sierra, come on, there we go. I think it's listed as one of my favorite quotes on my Facebook page or something. If what you seek you find not within, you will never find it without. And I think the full quote from The Charge of the Star Goddess is, if what you seek you find not within yourself, you will never find it without. But the first version that I heard was, if what you seek you find not within. And I had to sort of think about, what does that mean, within yourself? But that wasn't in the original translation that I learned. Sierra is now right in front of me. I have to edit this video really quick before I go to work because my bosses will let me upload it using the work Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna get this ready and head out. I can't think of any more off the top of my head. Share yours in the comments, and of course watch everyone else's videos this week. We've got some really exciting months coming up. I just sent them all the topics for February, March, and April, and that'll take us through all of the topics that we currently had listed before I go and grab any of the new ones that have been suggested since the new year. So we have a really cool thing. If everyone likes my idea, we have a really cool thing going on for April that should be fun for you as well. Okay, Sierra, say goodbye to the people. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Until then, don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye. Don't forget to be awesome is also a phrase that I use a lot.